In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, the students of class 8, we're going to discuss about the basic terms of chemistry, which are often misunderstood and are mixed together, and we cannot separate each of them. And I'm going to tell you how they are related and how they are different from each other. So the first thing in chemistry is element. What is an element? In chemistry, an element is a pure substance. The word pure is very important here. It's a pure thing. A pure thing, it means if they are saying in chemistry, if something is pure, it means it is a lone atom. There is no other atom. A single atom, a same kind of atom. These are as there must be it can be a lone atom or it can be single kind of atom. That means it's a pure substance which cannot be broken down. Of course, if something is pure, it can never be broken down in chemistry. So the difference of in between element and compound, the first thing we learn about element is it must be pure and it cannot be broken down. These are the conditions of an element. The element must be pure, and it cannot be broken down. So the first point here, it says element consists of only one kind of atom. Consisting of only one kind of atom is also purity. So they are both the same things. It must be pure and consisting of single kind of atom. So just keep that in mind. While in a compound always have more than one kind of atom. Now I'll give you a few examples to explain you. Now this H is a symbol for hydrogen. And if I ask you if it's an element or a compound, you would say miss it's an element because it's a single atom and it's a pure substance. And then I would say okay, if this is an element for us. If I ask you what is this, you'll get confused in this. H2, you'll get confused in this. Why? Because there are two hydrogen atoms here, but according to the definition of element, the substance must be pure. It's pure. Yes, it's pure. It must be consisting of single kind of atom. Both are same kind of atom. It is consisting of there are two hydrogen atoms that are bonded together. So they are same atoms bonded together. We are going to call them element because they are same kind and they are pure. But if I write something like this is a water formula, H2O, and you're not going to say this is an element because it's not pure. It's consisting of hydrogen and oxygen. So there are basically two atoms here, two different kind of atoms here. So this is a compound because according to the definition of compound, there must be two different kind of atoms there, and in H2 you have hydrogen and oxygen, both are of different kind. So I'm going to call it a compound. It's not an element because it can be broken down. It's not pure. It's not of single kind of atom. But yes, we have their different kind of elements here. We have different kind element or atom. We have different kind of atom or element here. So this is a compound for us. So let's come back to read the other points. We cannot divide elements into two or more simpler substance. We cannot separate them. We cannot divide them. Whereas in compound, we can divide compound into elements by chemical means. For example, we can break this water. We can separate it. It will be separated in hydrogen and oxygen. Similarly, the elements cannot be separated. There are only 118 types of element known to mankind. If you have ever seen a periodic table, so there are 118 types of element known to mankind. They are fixed and they are discovered. They are discovered and we keep on discovering them. We keep on adding them to the periodic table, but they are fixed. Whereas if we combine hydrogen and oxygen in different proportion, we can find a lot of compounds together. So there is no upper limit on the type of compounds that can be formed. For example, we can find this H2O water. For example, we can find this H2O2 hydrogen peroxide. We can go on and on further. Now I'll make few things on your screen and you have to identify whether it's an element or a compound. So what is this? 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 Here we have two types of elements. sulfur and oxygen. There are two different kind of atoms, so they were going to say it is a compound because it's not pure and have two different kind of atoms. Whereas this sulfur is alone and pure, so we're going to call it element. Whereas O2 is pure and consisting of single kind of element. So if it's a single kind of element, even if there are two or three, doesn't matter. If they are same kind of element, same kind of atom, we're going to call them element. Now O3, same kind of oxygen, we are going to call it element. Now this one is a big one. So we have magnesium, sulfur and oxygen here. So we're going to say this as a compound because we have three different kinds of atoms here. So this one is a compound. Whereas H2SO4 also has hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen, three different kinds of atom. Very easy, it's a compound. Now if you see atom versus molecule versus compound, atoms are the smallest particle of any element that is still that element. So atom can be element if there are atoms combining two atoms are combining, that it's an element. Molecules are a group of two or more atoms. So I'm going to tell you what is a molecule, and compounds are a group of two or more atoms of different element. We know that now. So I'm going to tell you how is molecule, element and compound together and different and same. Now if you see this picture, in here we have helium atom. We have, if they are combined or if more than one atom, they are said to be molecule. And different kind of element or atom, they forms a compound. So all of them on your screen, the water, the carbon dioxide, the sulfuric acid, all of them are a molecule because the molecule must be more than one element. So if you really want to know what a molecule is, then you should listen this sentence carefully. All the compounds are molecule, but not all the molecules are compound. If there's a single element, we are not going to call it a molecule. But if they are same type of element or whether they're different kind of element, both are the molecule. Now I'm going to draw a thing which will not be called a molecule, and why I'll tell you. This is not a molecule. 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 As long as they are alone, they are single, they will not be a molecule. But if they combine in a multiple or more than two, they're going to be called a molecule. Now we're going to differentiate between each of them. Now if you see this is element because they are same kind of element, but at the same time it's a molecule as well because they are more than one. But this is atom and element, but not a molecule because for the molecule it must be more than one. This is a compound, but a molecule as well. So molecule can be in an element or molecule can be in a compound, but alone it cannot be a molecule. So it's very simple. I'll give you one more example. This oxygen is alone, so it's an element for us, okay? An element. But if it's with the bonded with another oxygen atom, then I'll call it element as well. But this time it's a molecule too. This oxygen with the hydrogen will become a compound, but at the same time it's a molecule as well. So for the molecule it must be more than one atom. All the compounds, because the condition for the compound is they have to be more than one. If they are alone, then they are pure and they'll be element, but a compound is always more than one. So all the compounds are molecule, but all the molecules are not compound. So if you see this one, this is a molecule, but this is an element. So molecules have different condition than a compound. They can be same and they can be different kind of atom. Molecule can be same kind of atom, molecule can be different kind of atom. Element always have to be same kind of atom, whereas compound has to be different kind of atom. You get me? So this is the last slide of I want to explain you this.